Hey, my name is Aisen. I'm the Austin dating coach, helping men date and get into relationships. But first of all, I want to preface this by saying I am not a pickup artist, nor am I associated with the community. And the reason why is I don't believe in that crap. So with pickup, right, they teach you how to strategize, use these tricks, manipulate women so that you can go on a date, have sex, whatever. But the problem is with that is you put on a facade. And that's why people with pickup skills can't get into fulfilling relationships because eventually you're going to have to take off the mask. You can't pretend to this person forever, right? Right. So what I do is I help men date and get into relationships through honesty and integrity and developing a strong mindset so that they can become the most confident versions of themselves. Now, you might be asking me, how did I get into this? And my story is actually kind of funny. So I moved here from China when I was 9 years old. And before that, I used to live in Europe as well, Czech Republic. Now, coming to America, I didn't speak a lick of English, right? I didn't know how to understand nothing. And being the only child of the family, I was extremely shy. I was very introverted. I took the Myers-Briggs test a few years later. It was INTJ, very introverted. So, and my parents at the time wanted me to focus a lot on school, getting good grades, go to a good college, and just eventually find a job, right? All of that stuff. So when I was a kid, I saw like a lot of people that are popular play sports. And naturally, I was like, hey, these kids are popular, then they play sports. So I got into sports. So unfortunately, I didn't play football because I was too skinny. So I played basketball, ran track, cross country, as well as wrestled. And throughout the years, I was building up my muscles, building up my body, but I wasn't confident still. And the reason I knew that was because, I would get compliments from guys, sometimes girls would look my way, but then I didn't really know how to process that. I didn't really know what to do afterwards. It's crazy because at the time I was physically fit, but I was so nervous. I was so shy that being around a woman or in the same room as one, and that would make me kind of tense and, sweat a little bit. So that's why I went on YouTube, looked up some videos on how to talk to women, right? And that's when I found out, okay, I can just approach them and give them a compliment, see where it goes, right? So, but I did that thousands of times. I got so many rejections. And in the very beginning, it was so tough because I would stutter. I wouldn't know what to say. I forget my lines, right? But eventually I got a lot better. However, and this is the important part, my success was very short-lived because once I got into the conversation, I wasn't really sure how to communicate that, right? And eventually, sometimes I would get lucky and, get a kiss or go on a date, but it was tough and I had no predictability of when that was going to happen. And I was just kind of frustrated. I was doing the right things, so I thought, but I wasn't getting the results. And that's when I realized that, hey, I could do these things. I could just, spit some lines and get someone interested, but I wasn't happy with myself. And I needed to improve that from the core because I wasn't confident. Once I got a conversation started, I wasn't sure where to go from there, right? I wasn't sure like how to connect with that person. So that's when I discovered mindset and building that confidence, unbreakable, unshakable confidence. So I did some inner work, really worked on myself, hired some coaches. And eventually, as I got better and more confident and worked on my mindset more and more, I became happy with myself. I became that person that I've always wanted to be, and then the girls started coming to me. The girls that used to reject me came back and, would hit me up on Instagram or Facebook and say, hey, how's it going? I haven't seen you in a while. Wow, I see you've been doing a lot of work on yourself. This is amazing. You look great, right? All of that. And eventually, I was going on 3-4 dates a week. It was exhausting, but it was fun at the same time because I've never had that experience before. And now, I have more time for other things than dates because, girls just hit me up all the time. It's not a bad thing to have, but you got to be selective now. I want you to feel that way too. I want you to see the potential that you've always knew you had. Maybe you didn't know you have. I see a lot of potential in a lot of people. So, and now this is why I do what I do because, obviously someone can memorize some lines. Anyone can memorize lines and go up to girls and start chatting with them. But then it's hard to move away from that stage. Just like I said about pickup earlier, you can put on a facade, right? Be someone you're not, but that can only last a certain amount of time. Maybe a day, 2 days, right? 3 days, a month, maybe you're lucky. But eventually they're going to see right through that You're gonna see, oh wow, this person's becoming or pretending to be someone they're not. And that's not cool, right? The goal here is to become yourself, be happy with yourself, become extremely proud of yourself, that you don't have to, wear masks and pretend to be someone else or pretend to be the nice guy and take all the shit, right? No one wants that anymore. So this is where I come in. I want to help you to become the person that you want to be without changing your core values. So become the best version of yourself in every area of life. Dating as well. Dating is a big part of that. So, like I said earlier, it's like if you get shot by a bullet and you don't take the bullet out, you just put a band-aid on it, right? That's not gonna fix the problem. So we gotta go down and go deep into the root cause of it, which is maybe you lack confidence, maybe you got childhood trauma, maybe your self-worth isn't where it needs to be to attract the right person. Because if you're not in love with yourself, then how do you expect others to be in love with you, right? Right. So this is where I come in. Austin's a great place to date. This is a beautiful town, beautiful city with a lot of people, a lot of singles, the most highest population of singles from the age of 20 to 30, right? It's here in Austin, Texas. That's why I love it here. I found my most incredible relationships here, It's a great place to be, but you got to start with yourself first. And this is the first step. Just talk to somebody, talk to me, talk to another coach, right? Understand what your problems are, what your goals are, and then start working towards them. And if you're in this area, if you're in the Austin, Texas area, hit me up, I'm here. Book a free call with me. Let's talk. Let's see where you are and where you want to be. I almost forgot to mention this, but some of the biggest things I help clients with is overcoming the approach anxiety, overcoming uncomfortableness, overcoming nervousness, right? Working on their profiles, online dating profiles, Hinge, Bumble, what have you, right? And also, whenever it comes to the date, what to talk about on the date, how to become assertive, how to verbally and physically escalate, and then eventually what leads to a long-term relationship, how to get there, right? How to find your partner, how to find your person, your soulmate. That's what I do, as well as, grooming and style. All right, take care.